Season 5, Episode 33. It's only Morgan Troll, and I hate it. I haven't actually put the message out to say the show's running yet, because I was worried that OBS might be broken. My daily media review show is live. Tune in to watch the show. People are calling. The ravings of our media obsessed. Broken Bind. Hey Yu-Gi-Oh, how are you doing? I'm just putting a tweet out because I had to check that it would actually stream properly today. So there we go. Broken Bind by it's done. Copy link. Send that to the Discord. And we are good to go. How are you, Yu-Gi-Oh? Tell me about your life, if you want. Show is live. Kin United 2 very much dislike the Morgan Murdoch band. Yes, and on rhythm guitar, well, it's Lord Rothermere. Are you just waiting for work this evening? Oh, fair enough. Okay, so it's a 4-paper day. I did 3 there, but I mean 4. 4-paper day. The Sun, Times, Daily Mail, and The Star. The Star will be today's speed round because it deserves no better than that. Good afternoon, Jujo. How are you doing? I'm going to start with The Sun, as we frequently do. Just going to get my Diet Coke out of the fridge. And I'm back in the room. Hello. Yeah, I'm alright, thank you, Jujo. My back is still hurting, and my foot hurts a bit, but other than that, grand. Thank you for redeeming Hydrate, Kin United 2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Mods are getting Coke, post newspapers. Right, let's get on. Thank you, cheers, I appreciate it. Right, let's get on with this. Front page of The Sun. Warning of toy crisis at Christmas. Elf not on the shelf. I'm not sure anyone's going to be bothered about a lack of elves on the shelves. Crumb off it. Shell's secret is out. Exclusive on page 3. Basically, Michelle Keegan says she likes to eat biscuits for breakfast. That's a story in an actual newspaper. Hello, Neon Lady. Hello, Slinker Kid United 2. You really need some Coke to get into the mind of a journalist, by which I mean Coca-Cola. Yeah. And you'd be a fool to suggest otherwise. The elves are taking industrial action, says Dan Jones, 3142. Hey, the Research Arena, how are you? Use of weapons. Remember Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Boris on Nadine Dorries. Oh, God. Right, moving into the paper. Our main story is that Robert Webb is left strictly because of his heart condition. I really couldn't care less. Yes, suspicion that Corbyn has used his heart attack gun on Robert Webb. On page 3, that isn't page 3, but is page 3, Michelle Keegan in a busty dress with the story, custard creams for my brekkie and chip butties for tea. There are a few crumbs of comfort for Michelle Keegan fans looking for diet tips. She confesses to having custard creams for breakfast. I don't believe she does that every day. Breaking news, woman eats a biscuit. Yeah, hey Crawfish, how you doing? On page 5, Star forced to quit show. I'm too sickly to do Strictly is the headline. On pages 6 and 7, retail bosses fear supply crisis could derail Christmas. And there's just a weird picture of a load of salad cream and HP sauce in a chiller cabinet. I suppose because they're trying to fill the shelves. Vegetable oil and cardboard placeholders have been used to disguise supermarket shortages. Well, that didn't work well. And the headline about the lack of toys, barbecues. Gonzo Session, have you seen the news of the Twitch leak? It's in its entirety, everything in 128 gig torrent. Yes, I have heard of that. Could being the big word there. Robert Webb has Havana syndrome. That's the official line of this stream. On page 9, Star's new album shout-outs. Friend with a bottle of wine, friend with the best advice, friend who held my hand, friend with get up and go, friend who made me feel good, and friend who checked in on me. Adele pays tribute to pals that saved her, and then they try and guess who these pals might be, including Laura Dockrill, the poet, Lauren Paul, wife of Breaking Bad actor Aaron Paul, Jennifer Lawrence, Emma Stone, Nicole Richie, and Alan Carr. What would derailing Christmas mean? Oh, fuck knows. Some people might not get food. I don't know. But we do tend to, at Christmas, expect to be able to buy certain types of food and stuff. King92, legally, I cannot imply that every single columnist and feature writer in the UK press does enough white powder to power an entire Colombian battalion for a 6-week yomp. No, you can't. We can't assert that that's true. Certainly. C122, H122, fucking hate Morgan. Well, if you hate Piers Morgan, as all sensible people do read today's newsletter, which is basically me just going in on him. No mention of Captain Tom from Adele. I know. How ungrateful of her not to mention Captain Sir Lord King Tom. Trek legend Shatner blast into space age 90. Better Klingon Captain is the headline. Terrible. And they also say, beam me up, Potty. And Prince William isn't happy about it. Extremely World War II BBC voice. I have to tell you now that the war on Christmas has been won. We must look to ourselves. Yeah. Baby Jesus not having a ready supply of frankincense. Yeah. Adrian Charles says, hooliganism's like COVID. Having the disease once doesn't make us immune. Oh, Jesus. On page 13, he's a broken head, isn't he? Redeem suggests a poll. Does every single columnist and feature writer in the UK press do enough white powder to power an entire Columbia battalion for a 6-week yomp? Wise in the chat if you think so. Can William Shatner stay in space? Sadly, he has already returned. A woman threatened to run over protesters. Apparently that's fine. Bow and arrow maniac kills 4 is the sensitive reporting from The Sun about the events there. Lots of whys in the chat there. Chronotherm redeemed hydrate. Thank you. Our columnist reveals why Colleen deserves respect, not pity. That's Ulrika Johnson making it about herself as usual. I cheated and was forgiven like Rooney, and I'm so glad I was, or I wouldn't have had my oldest child, she says. Meanwhile, Georgette Cully says, selfish Wayne driven by ego, and Sally Land says, he must quit booze or else. Rod Little is a piece of shit. He's of course angry about the Stones dropping Brown Sugar from their set list. If you want to know more about that ridiculousness, do read today's newsletter, and if you can share it, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Unionized David with his first quote ever, first chat ever. Hello, thank you for joining us. There are 5 states: solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and insulate Britain, who are a state as fuck. Still, people threatening to run over protesters can do one. Yeah, insulate Britain, 100% an op. Maniac is a wording choice, all right. Yeah, what? Where's that coming from? Yeah. Follow the science. We were too easily blinded by it, says Little. Stupid Little. Jamie Lee Curtis dressed up like her mother, Janet Leigh, for a Halloween event. Eastern Blockheads is the headline they put on the fighting at Wembley. Apparently, Polish hooligans joined Hungarian yobs. Albania fears after violence at Wembley. Nicki Minaj has been pictured wearing a yellow bathing suit. They say Nicki's become yellow peril. You're not telling me they don't know that yellow peril is a racist insinuation. I'm a tall-time high, tallest woman alive, towers over a Guinness Book of Records official who has to stand on a chair to confirm her 7'7" height. Rumeyeska Gelgi, 24, said she hopes to use her lofty status to inspire others. She's that tall because of a condition called Weaver syndrome, which causes accelerated growth. She mostly uses a wheelchair, though she can walk with the help of a walking frame. It is a second world record after being named tallest teenager in 2014. Tallest woman to have lived was Zheng Jin Lian from China, who was measured at 8 foot 1 inch before her death in 1982. Nicki Minaj is a great parody account name. Yeah, Nicki Minaj. Inspire others to be what? Tall. And deal with disadvantage. She says every disadvantage can be turned into an advantage for yourself. So accept yourself for who you are. Be aware of your potential and do your best. She said. Bush Tuck Trial. Daily Pal Matty signs Tom Daly's diving partner, but they call him Dive Buddy here. Matty Lee is going to be on I'm a Celebrity. Thank you, Battlewish, for subscribing at Tier 1. Much appreciated. Pops leave Manic Mum Rex exhausted. 8 puppies, basically. There you go. Nobody tell Cruella de Vil. Sailors are all at tea. Ship out of Earl Grey. Trouble was brewing on the Royal Navy's newest carrier when they ran out of tea bags. Supplies of favourite Earl Grey ran dry in the flag officer's mess on board the HMS Queen Elizabeth. Fucking drink normal tea. Tyrone has the highest rated level of giants in Europe, says C122. C122. Battle Whisk, adding Brendan emotes to your collection. Always glad to give you some Brendan emotes. Mark Kenosis, ho ho ho, every Brit's nightmare. Yeah, pathetic, isn't it? Frown Sugar, Stones Jump, huge hit from set over dodgy lyrics. Dodgy. Pathetic. Like, nobody's forced the Stones to not play Brown Sugar, right? They've chosen not to play it. I think it's the right decision, frankly. By the way, Brown Sugar was originally called Brown Pussy. That was the original name of that song. So, you know. Research Arena, currently out of tea bags, can confirm terrible experience. Use of weapons. Invergordon Mutiny 2.0. No, there's no tea. Now there's no tea. Driver COVID death charge. Hospital bug riddle. A motorcyclist was charged with causing death by dangerous driving after a man he allegedly hit died of COVID a month later. That seems odd. Megan Fox wore a dress. Every player in this team lost a child. Football's helping them cope with their grief. Dads United. Well, that's a nice story. Shame it's in the sun. In the TV recommendation, TV reviews, My First Threesome is reviewed. Not mine. That's the name of the show. If we didn't have Channel 4 delivering daring shows like this, they would either be rubbish or not exist at all, says Rod McPhee. Rod McPhee. Guilt on BBC 2 at 9 p.m. is back. It's a black comedy drama. Shot Well for the Planet, BBC 1 8 p.m. Mylene Miscarriage and Me is on the W channel at 9 p.m. And Will I Am the Black Print is on at 9 p.m. on ITV. Kenny92 says a repeat from yesterday. Mick, hashtag Top Shagger confirmed. The Neon Lady, as usual, the only people crying about culture are columnists. Guilt is excellent. I haven't seen Guilt. Enjoyed season... Guilt is excellent, says Dan Jones. Gonzo Socialism says, enjoyed season 1 of Guilt. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. In Fab Daily today, can you guess what we've had done? Various women and what plastic surgery they've had done. No, I can't, and neither do I care. Like, whatever. Like, people obviously have every right to get cosmetic surgery and all power to them if they wish to, but, like, the way that newspapers write about this stuff is demented. Page 37, I've always been called a bitch. I take it as a compliment, says Selling Sunsets Christine Quinn. Okay, fine then. And the £50 letter day comes from Paul Marston. I've seen this name a few times before. Any talk of England winning the World Cup next year after their dismal display against Hungary this week is utter nonsense. Several of our top players showed poor ball control. Refer you back to My First Threesome there. And then manager Gareth, the TV programme rather than mine, Gareth Southgate took off our best player, Jack Grealish, early in the second half. At least 6 other players could have been pulled rather than the Manchester City ace. And why do England spend so much time playing at walking pace? Indeed. There's this advert for dog food. And on the back page in the sport, Lingard, I was a baller. Jesse wept at England Euro snub. Kane, I'm still a baller. Harry, no panic about my form. Are all the £50 letters just Sun-writers? I think probably some people are real, but often not. That's the Sun for today. Minus quadruple. I'd say it's a quadruple negative nice from me. Minus 69, minus 69, minus 69. Ace there giving away it's a journo writing that letter. Could be, although I would say that probably some Sun readers understand how that works. Gonzo Socialism, minus 69 dog food adverts. King92, an advert for dog food. But enough about Ian Austin's first threesome. Renoir, what? I missed the sun. Sorry, Renoir. Dan Jones, 3142. Why is Jack Grealish such a magnet for footy pricks? Hard to say. They love a man bun, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Septuple negative Nystrom, C122, H122. Similar from Salinka Maya. And use of weapons. Still upset about Grealish moving clubs. Says because Grealish is a magnet for footy pricks because he's a foul traitor. C122, H122 says it's his hair. I love his hair. And King92 says Jack Grealish is a magnet for my prick. It's hot and heavy in the chat today, and I love it. Right, now we're going to do the Daily Star. I'm going to attempt to speedrun the Daily Star in 1 minute 45. It's going to be it's near impossible, so why not? Chat is horned up today, extremely horned up chat. It's all this talk of the TV show, My First Threesome. Right, let's update. He left a void for the superior Buendia, though. Fucking Buendia. Yeah, who should have stayed at Norwich. Thank you very much, you bastard. Thank you for dreaming. Hydrate, C122, H122. Get me ready for this eminently foolhardy speed round. Chronotherm, I'm getting a spritzer to cool the chat down. It may be required. Right, here we go. 1 minute 45 run through the Star. Is it possible? Yes. Is it sensible? Probably not. Here we go, and we're off. A front page. There's a shark. There's a Eubank. There's James T. Kirk. There's the Paul and Mick. That is your front page. Inside, on page 3, that really is page 3 in the Star, it's Lily, who is just looking lovely on the crest of a wave, it says here. Brooming Hell only triggers a millionaire. Sweeper actors road to fortune. Roger Lloyd Peck became a millionaire after being in Only Fools and Horses. Get off your sun lounger, the Star says to Boris Johnson. No thank you, Tarquin mob. They say to the road protesters. Strictly's all over for Rob. Eubank Mugger lucky to get away. Boxing legend bag snatched. Unhappy meal. McDonald's legal fight with rival McVegan. Flying fish dives back into the sea. £187 million up for grabs in the next lottery. Vicky Patterson wearing underwear. Squid marks. Fans of Netflix baffled by motorway sign. Priya's taking things cheesy. Priya Gobaldus from Love Island is in a bath with cheese. There's Britney Spears in underwear. Some more boobs. A TV review. The Star will deliver to you whatever the weather is the claim. In Star Tech, they review an electric bicycle and the new Apple Watch. Just Jane is Dear Deirdre for the simpler reader. In the sport, scrap metal, hip hop parade, Andy's for a fight despite loss. How I face my demons in the rugby. Fall Guy rain cloud hovers over Captain Kane. Now they all tinker. Claudio Ranieri is interviewed. And on the back page, fill your boots, 6-year deal. We'll see Foden reel in £50 million. That is the Star done with a second to go. 1 minute 44 for the Star. A new PB. I am pro shark. Fish are friends, not food, says Chronotherm. Pro diving back into the sea. That's very nice. What is that?
Fern.
What's that?
Fern.
Fern. Is this something you've bought or?
No, a sample.
Okay, grand, nice. Minus 5 stars. Foden is a fraud, says Use of Weapons. Jesus Christ. Minus 5 stars for the Star from Use of Weapons. Gonzo Socialism, minus 69. Britney Kex. And a clap from Neon Lady for the personal best. Coin Juice. Yes, that's the new the new fragrance from Person in the Room. Coin Juice.
Actually, it smells like cloves.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you let me know. Shrines followed the channel. Thank you for following, Shrines.
That's nice mixed.
Okay, now we're on to the Times. Front page of the Times. Harry, Meghan and the rise of ethical banking. There is no such thing. On the right side of the paper, would you pay £11 for a tin of tuna? No. An EU prepares to curb power of judges under revised Brexit deal. That's absolutely spin city from both sides there. Main story, doctors face penalties for seeing too few patients. The claim here is that they will not be named and shamed. Look forward to the Daily Mail front page where it says they will be named and shamed. Use of weapons. Looking forward to an artfully shot video of Mick walking the beach at Cromer with the breathy voiceover for Coin Juice, the new fragrance for bald men. Gonzo journalism. Will Grealish be taking the penalties for the doctors? We can only hope. Main picture is of Chloe McCartnell from Australia, who celebrated a record for completing the most channel crossings. She has crossed it 44 times. Star space ratings, not what the planet needs, says Prince William. I tell you what else the planet doesn't need. Monarchies. Tell you what it does need. Guillotines. Right, move it. First time chat. Shrines. Where are these doctors that don't have any patients? Would be nice to not have to wait 4 weeks. I know, they're farcical, really. And the claim that they're not working hard is just is pure ideology. Page 3. Shatner's trek into space leaves him lost for words. It didn't. He still banged on about it. Thank you for the first time chat, Shrines, and thank you for subscribing. Not subscribing, for following the channel. Millions of patients will be sent to chemists in bid to free up doctors. Okay. Jokes amid the tension of the Beatles' final year. More promotion for the Beatles Get Back, which is on Disney Plus, November 25th, 26th, and 27th. I'm looking forward to that. Rolling Stones drop Brown Sugar from gigs over Slave lyrics. And then the Times suggests other songs that are problematic now. I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen for the lyric, "Hey little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go away and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire." Implication there being... nonce adjacent. Run for Your Life by the Beatles. I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than be with another man. Could meet accusations of justifying domestic violence or murder. Fuck off. Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas. And Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith. And 1 in a Million by Guns N' Roses. Well, 1 in a Million by Guns N' Roses was problematic at the time. People knew it was bad when it came out. It's a fully a racist, homophobic song, and it's been cut from subsequent reissues of the album. Surely we're going to ban all Rick James songs, says Jujo. Gonzo Socialism says that Bruce had thrush, that's why he's on fire. Devil in the Detail of attempt to solve Northern Ireland Protocol. Stupid picture of Boris Johnson going, yes! Reprinted. Retired accountant joked with police after stabbing husband. More on that story. Tree feud ends with bad Apple forced to stump up £250,000. Santa will come, vows Dowden, as shops warn of toy shortages. Fuck you. Looks Like a Lady's always been bad, yeah. Come Out You Black and Tans remains unproblematic and I will not stop singing it, says Use of Weapons. Don't let these columnists listen to murder ballads, yeah. Angry drivers clash with M25 activists defying court order. Yeah, apparently it's fine to assault people now, according to the Times. If the Times doesn't like you, it's fine if you're assaulted. A National Trust election turns into fight over charities ideology, or a astroturfing group has got involved there. Well, they were asked on PM yesterday where they got their money from to fund this campaign to take over the National Trust. It was... no answer was forthcoming. Gonzo Socialism says Tyler was one for very young groupies, according to a recent music industry documentary. I've heard similar. Dan Tones 3142. Next, they'll say we can't listen to Lost Prophets. Don't. That still hurts my 12-year-old heart, says Yu-Gi-Oh. Zizek voice. Ideology. I can't do it. I can't do his accent, but ideology. I can't do the slurp either, which is probably why I still have a partner. Like it, yeah. C122, H122. I was born on a Dublin street where the Royal drums the beats. And let's finish today's stream with a good sing along to Fields of Athenry. Mothers of drug dealer and his victim become friends. A friendship is formed between a mother whose daughter died after taking ecstasy and the mother of a teenager who supplied the drug. Leah Hayes, 15, died in May 2019 after taking Class A drug, also called MDMA, in a car park in North Allerton, North Yorkshire. Her mother, Kerry Roberts, is now campaigning to raise awareness of the dangers alongside Tammy Kirkwood, whose son Connor was jailed for his part in providing the MDMA. Mixed checkers from Sheffield. I really like it. The videos of him talking about children's films he's watched. Slinkermeyer, Tyler took legal guardianship of an underage groupie so they could cross state lines together. Jesus. North Allerton is a cursed place. The ancient society is turning its back on bling. The Greek geographer Strabo wrote of a land where the barbarians panned in rivers of gold using fleecy skins. One of those skins was the golden fleece sought by Jason. Was it? But while his Argonauts were seeking out this fabled object, the production of other gold objects from the region known as Georgia appears to have stopped. New study argues that the barbarians did not run out of metal, they simply tired of it. Right. Hey, Pablo Bonzo, how you doing? Macron attacked for plan to extend COVID passports into 2022. Professor in Transrail splits Labour and Tories. This is the latest on the Kathleen Stock thing. The Shadow Women's Minister criticised Stock for her involvement in the LGB alliance. Meanwhile, Michelle Donlan obviously rode in on it on Stock's side. So there you go. Pretty sure the Golden Fleece was in what is now called Crimea and is 100% part of Russia's use of weapons. Jesus. Schoolboys' parents sue over gender-neutral rules. Government is being sued over its transgender guidelines for schools, which a couple argue confused their son to the point they had to withdraw him from school. Are they asking to have it legally ruled that their son is too stupid? Lawyers for Nigel and Sally Rowe from the Isle of Wight, of course it's the Isle of Wight, have told Whitehall officials that they will seek a judicial review of an alleged failure by ministers to challenge advice given in Cornwall schools' transgender guidelines. These advise that schools create gender-neutral attitudes and allow pupils to wear clothes they feel are reflective of their gender identity rather than biological sex. Provided the child is dressing in an appropriate manner for the school regulations, feels safe and supported, and the clothes they are wearing are appropriate for them, there should not be an issue, they say. Where children are free to choose clothing, making a transition from male to female or female to male may be harder as the change in clothing may be more obvious. The Rows, who are Christians, object to the guidance being promoted at their two sons' Church of England school in 2017 and claim that the head teacher gave them the choice of either affirming transgenderism, which they believe is harmful, or being labelled as transphobic. The Rows said that they did not approve of the approach in the guidelines. They were forced to remove both sons. Made a decision after their 6-year-old child returned home confused that a boy in his class had become wearing a dress and identifying as a girl. They added their eldest son had faced a similar problem 2 years previously and had to be withdrawn. Me. Hello, what's going on here?
This was a post that came from the landlord, and I thought you might like it.
Our landlord has received a holiday brochure, which includes the offer of going to a gala dinner with Jimmy Tarbuck at Gleneagles Hotel. So there you go, fun times.
That railway direct stop, because we've got something for the landlady as well.
Okay. All of the islands around Normal Island are more cursed. Isle of Wight, Isle of Man, and Channel Islands are just mad places. Scottish Isles are more sick. They vote Lib Dem. Yeah, it's nothing. We've raised our kid to be fash, says Jujo. Yeah, that's a really cursed story. And of course, the Times loves it. Tackle problem of homeless migrants, please, ex-minister. Just tackle the problem of homelessness, full stop. Which they showed they could do during the height of the pandemic, but now choose to allow to continue. Smart doorbell is ruled in breach of privacy rules. A court ruling that a man's smart doorbell breached his neighbour's privacy could lead to a flurry of similar actions. Good. Crime wave fears after bike thieves strike again. Woman given control of mother's £300,000, gambled it away. Gambling is a disgusting addiction, and the liberalisation of gambling laws under both Labour and Tory governments is a crime. Don't believe rumours. Widow of ex-Marines chief tells mourners. Poor woman. Policeman kept job after sending explicit photo. Jesus Christ. I'm not surprised, but it's just every day. Scotland Yard has been accused of trivialising the case of a constable who's still at work months after sending an explicit image to a female former colleague. The victim, Jill Knight, 64, who works at the Metropolitan Police for nearly 3 decades, reported the image immediately but was told it was not a criminal offence. After she complained to Dame Cressida Dick, the Met Commissioner, a detective took her statement, but months later the accused officer was still on patrol. Only after the Times contacted the Met was the officer who sent the picture, a probationary constable in his 20s, placed under criminal investigation and on restricted duties. Knight met the constable at Hendon Police College, where she worked as a recruit trainer until she retired in December. He had previously made a remark about getting his penis out, and after she left the force, asked her on a date to teach me anything other than police work. Knight brushed off the comment, assuming he was joking. She described being completely shocked and violated after he sent her a picture of his erect penis via WhatsApp in May. Constable apologised, saying it was meant for his partner, but did not delete it. Knight reported the picture to the Met the following day, and after being told it would be treated as misconduct rather than a criminal offence, she wrote to Dick. Doorbell cams are just data harvesting spy cams. Agreed. Fuck me, they're useless. Amazon give unlimited access to their door cam network for free to cops. Dame Dessa dickhead, says Renoir. In the comment section today, why? It's David Aronovich telling us that Femi is the future of politics and will push us and get us back into the EU. Yeah, amazing scenes. Janice Turner is Janice Turner. She does all the same stuff you'd expect. The fetal James Marriott says, Rooney has discovered that novelists are cursed. Unfortunately, it's not Wayne Rooney. I'd love to read Wayne Rooney's novel. It's Sally Rooney, and we covered that story. Isn't Femi just a pure grifter? For legal reasons, I can't say. I'm just pulling a face.
For legal reasons, you can't say yes.
Yeah. For legal reasons, I can't say. Yes, anyway, let's move on. Ian Martin, it's a make or break winter for Kwasi Kwarteng, he says. Jesus Christ. In the birthdays today, Sir Cliff Richard is 81. John Ashworth is 43. He's the Labour Co-op MP for Leicester South, Shadow Health and Social Care Secretary. Karen Bardsley, the footballer for Manchester City Women's FC in England, is 37. Alex Beard, Chief Executive of the Royal Opera House, 58. Iwona Blaswick, the director of the Whitechapel Gallery, 66. Lady Dame Diana Britton of Spennythorne, the chairwoman of the Independent Age Charities, 81. Steve Coogan is 56. Steve Cram is 61. Jodie Cundy, the cyclist swimmer, 8-time Paralympic gold medalist, is 43. Sir Martin Davidson, chairman of Great Britain China Centre, chief executive of the British Council until 2014, is 66. Justin Hayward, the singer and musician in the Moody Blues, 75. Bob Hiller, the rugby union player for England, 79. Professor Victor Hofbrand, haematologist, is 86. Leslie Joseph, the actress, is 76. Ralph Lauren, the fashion designer, 82. Lord Richard Luce, Conservative MP until 1992. Lord Chamberlain until 2006 is 85. Sir David Murray, the businessman, former owner and chairman of Rangers, is 70. Professor Helen Stokes Lampard, chairwoman of the Academy of Medical Royal College's Royal College of General Practitioners until 2019, is 51. Roger Taylor, the tennis player and coach, is 80. Christopher Timothy, the actor from All Creatures Great and Small, amongst other things, is 81. J. Craig Venter, the geneticist and biochemist, pioneer in human genome sequencing, is 75. John Woodcock, aka Lord Walney, is 43. Ugh. Ben Whishaw, the actor, is 41. Rose Wiley, the painter, is 87. Lamont Young, the minimalist composer, is 86. In 1926, A.A. Milne's collection of Winnie the Pooh tales was published with illustrations by E.H. Shepard. And the last word today goes to Linda Ronstadt, interviewed by Rolling Stone in 2019. It's physical feeling in singing that's just like skiing down a hill, except better, because I'm not a very good skier. Happy birthday to Ben Whishaw, says Slinker Meyer. Happy birthday to Lamont Young, even though you're a prick, says Mark Canosis. Wayne Rooney has finished a novel. He can't believe how hungry the caterpillar was. Agendas are being pushed. I don't know why that agenda is. I just don't know why that agenda is so anti-trans, says Pablo Bonzo. LGBT Alliance are a link to US evangelical groups, says Kin92. Correct. Shrine says it's being funded by the same anti-abortion lot in America as a wedge to try and attack people's health rights. Yeah. Mark Canosis says, okay, today's concert is one of the dullest things I've ever seen, so I'm back. Well, I'm glad I'm more interesting than that. Lord, where's the independent inquiry, Walney? Yeah, it's the political equivalent of Pete. Where's the book, Pete? Kin92 says, when I was a kid, I remember all the shit about being about gay people and the run-up to gay marriage being legalised, etc. Yeah, many of these arguments are the same arguments and lines and angles that will run through the 80s and 90s. World news. US diplomats hit by new Havana Syndrome attack. We're back on the Havana Syndrome, baby. US and Colombian intelligence agencies were investigating the latest case of the mysterious illness dubbed Havana Syndrome after 5 families fell ill at the American embassy in Bogota. Shrines, I went to school, Section 28 was repealed and we still had teachers too scared to acknowledge gay people existed. Yeah, Havana Syndrome's back, baby. Back. Harris rails at shameful past of U.S. colonialization. That's the U.S. news. Russian trolls target First Lady to stir up resentment in Africa. The nationality of Lauriane Doumbouya, wife of Guinea's new leader, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, has been exploited by Russian trolls who put out a doctored video of her on the arm of President Macron. A drug gang is too late for €40 million haul on sea ship. Drug traffickers broke through security to detain the crew of a cargo ship that had been seized by customs with £40 million worth of euros worth of cocaine on board. In an instant that's underlined the ruthlessness of criminals involved in the international drugs trade, a 7-strong armed gang broke into Liberian-registered vessel Trudy. Despite what was supposed to be a tight security in Dunkirk, the ship had been forced to dock there after being boarded by French customs officers. The traffickers, who spoke English, tied up and threatened crew members after getting past guards. The crew of about 20 were held for 5 hours by the gang, which was thought to have been looking for the 1.1 tons of cocaine that had been hidden on the vessel. Some of the sailors had plastic bags placed over their head during the ordeal, and others were beaten. Police sources said the gang was sophisticated but ill-informed because cocaine had already been removed, along with the original 20 crew members who had all been arrested. 19 had been charged with trafficking. None of the gang members who boarded the ship, which left to Brazil on September 15th for Antwerp in Belgium and Rotterdam in Holland, had been identified or caught. The cocaine was found in the ship's gym, and it's thought the officers received a tip-off. In Spain, a river of lava has forced 800 to flee homes. Also in Spain, Basque separatists destroy a memorial to Franco's troops. Good. Criminals are barred as Danes test safer city nightlife zones. Copenhagen is barring criminals with convictions for assault, vandalism or weapons offences from 4 popular nightlife zones. Notice that vandalism is included in there. Top KPMG partner was untruthful. I would have thought that was pretty much par for the course there. Havana syndrome's mysterious illness primarily affected US and Canadian embassies in Cuba, says Slinkermeyer, explaining it. Yes. Havana syndrome is basically US diplomats and spies getting sick and blaming it on Cuba. Yep, pretty much. Times 2. Can banking ever be ethical? Harry and Meghan think so. No is the answer. I can't bother with times 2 today, but anyway, it's there. That's the front cover of it. Simon Nixon in the business column says if COP26 is a failure, the world will have to deal with the consequences. I mean, yeah, obviously. JP Morgan rides the deal-making boom to boost quarterly profits. Oh, Jesus Christ. In the obituaries today, Victor Gregg, paratrooper who after being captured at Arnhem survived the controversial bombing of Dresden and later worked as a British spy. Victor Gregg, soldier, trade unionist, spy and author, was born on October 15th, 1919, died on October 12th, 2021, aged 102. Mark Notice is going to be reading about Havana syndrome in 20 years as a case of mass hysteria, etc. Long Havana syndrome, yeah. Use of weapons. Bet Havana syndrome gets memory hold like the anthrax attacks after 9/11 did. Yeah. Renton Laidlaw is also in the obits. Renowned golf broadcaster and journalist for the BBC, Sky and Evening Standard, whose career spanned more than 150 majors. He's died at age 82. And Lizzie Bravo has died. She was hanging around outside EMI's Abbey Road studios and was asked to sing on Across the Universe. She's died at age 70 of heart complications. She started calling herself Lizzie after hearing the Beatles' version of Dizzy, Miss Lizzie. Her hopes of seeing the Beatles perform in Brazil were dashed in 1966 when the band announced its retirement from touring. On graduating at 15, her parents offered to throw a party for her, but instead she persuaded them to reward her with a return air ticket to London. She arrived in February 1967 and made her way straight to Abbey Road, where the Beatles were recording Sgt. Pepper's, meeting all 4 band members and their manager Brian Epstein on her first night. The holiday turned into a 2.5-year stay, which she financed by working as a hotel maid and au pair. On her return to Brazil, she became a backing singer, working with some of the biggest names in Brazilian music, and married Zé Rodrigue, a musician and songwriter. They divorced in 1972, and she's survived by her daughter Mariah Bravo, a singer and actor. She also works as a photographer, which led to one further Beatles encounter in 1990 when she was sent to cover a press conference in the United States, at which Paul McCartney announced his first solo shows in Brazil. When he saw Bravo, something in the back of his mind sparked a flicker. "Why do I think I know you?" he asked. "Well, we sang on the same microphone a while ago," she reminded him. Well, that's a cute obit, isn't it? There's a thing about beavers in the law section. Apparently, they need better legal protection. Protect the beavers. The husband, Agnes Tirop's husband, is the suspect in her fatal stabbing. It's horrendous news. She's only 25. She'd represented her country at the Tokyo Olympics and was a two-time world championship bronze medal winner. Gonzo Socialism loves a bit of beaver. I take that to be a completely not at all euphemism. Slinkermeyer wants us to not talk about beavers on the Horn stream. The stream is just trending in that direction today. Henry Winter says, incisive and creative. Why can't Grealish win over Southgate? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like the hairbands. Drug injustice still tortures my father at 85. Says a swimmer who was punished for that. Davies in line for gold medal at 41 years late. It looks like Sharon Davis will have her medal upgraded after various drug cheats have confessed to drug cheating. C122, H122, is that more my first threesome talk in the chat? Pro Beaver. Who's to say? Right, that was the times. Give us your scores for the times. I would say minus 69, minus 69, minus 68, plus 1 for the Beaver. Right, time for the roll call. Just going to have a little drink as well. I'm the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. Also on TikTok at Useless Conquest. In the chat today, Academy Impossible, Battle Whisk. Thank you for following the channel. No, thank you for subscribing, Battle Whisk. Much appreciated. Bin Quintana, thank you for joining us. C122, H122, always good in the chat. Sharkenzie is here. Chris McRae is here. Commander Root, Crawfish, Dan LaRosa, Dr. Fayad, Airhabs, Ehud Barak, Yu-Gi-Oh! Everybody loves Raymondo. Fist her gently. Probably the best name in the chat today. G-Foot, Gledster, Gonzo Socialism, Heathmore 2401, Jujo1, Kinyu92, Chronotherm, Lara Croft, Mark Kenosis, always a pleasure to have him in the chat, obviously. Pablo Bonzo's here, Parps, hello Parps, Renoir, Raciology, Rimastino, and our lad Ms. DB88 is here. Slinkermeyer, always excellent, do check out her photography on Instagram. 1727 is here. Shrines, thank you for following the channel. Spike Trap Claire, always good to see you. The Neon Lady, excellent chat contributor as ever. The Research Arena, fine contributor to the chat. Unionized David, thank you for joining us for the first time. Use of weapons, always absolutely spot on in the chat. VNK is here, and Yitzhak Shamir, last but not least. Thank you all for joining me on this Thursday stream. A reminder that tomorrow is the magazine special, and it's going to be a real magazine special because we are going to be covering. It's going to be an all magazine special. I will review the front pages of the newspapers, and then we have got 3 magazines to cover. We've got Rolling Stone, Sight and Sound, and Vogue coming up tomorrow on the stream. So do tune in for that. The Neon Lady rates the Times absolute shit show as ever. Not the stream. The stream is excellent. Thank you. Renoir says Readers' Wives. I'm not sure if they even still publish Readers' Wives. Sinkemeyer gives the Times triple negative nice horny beavers. Gonzo Socialism, it's quadruple negative nice beavers. Jujo in with a double negative nice. SK Crusader in the chat with 3 golden tonties. Hello, how's it going? Good to see you. Do remind us when you're next on the chat, next on stream, sorry. Solved a very annoying problem at the business factory. Well, it's always good to hear. I am always the very annoying problem at Person in the Room's business factory, in that we share the same business factory.
Is this our business factory?
This is the business factory. It's also our, home as well, so it's very confusing. You have a business factory in London, though. This is the Content Mine. Numismatist Monthly. We're not doing Numismatist Monthly, but we could. SK the Crusader is on stream tonight from 7:30, watching Turkish Captain America versus Spider-Man with the graphics guy. Battlewisk. Is that problem the existence of the business factory? Says Battlewisk. Could be. What was between Rolling Stone and Vogue? It is Sight and Sound magazine. So yeah, three titles tomorrow. It's the first issue of the new edition of the UK Rolling Stone plus Vogue and Sight and Sound. Turkish Captain America versus Turkish Spider-Man. Nice. Okay, Daily Mail, front page of the Daily Mail. Prince William's rocket at space race just as Kirk blasts off. It's not Captain Kirk. It's fucking William Shatner. The Mail campaign triumph. The Mail love to say it's triumphed at stuff. Mail campaign triumph. GP, the new face-to-face revolution. Fuck off. Captain Kirk oldly goes into space at 90, then Will sets his phaser to stun on new rocket era. Oh, shut up. On page 5, Stone Me. Now even Keith and Mick have gone woke. They have not. Fuck off. If you want to know why that's dumb as anything, please check out today's newsletter. I'd really appreciate it if you share it. It's me putting the boot into Piers Morgan, as I so frequently do. On pages 6 and 7, league tables to keep GPs on track. Because, of course, league tables always work amazingly, don't they? Renwell, would have been jokes if Shatner got murked in space by Klingons and that. Spocket says... the chat is on fire today. On page 9, family doctors are front door to the NHS. Will help them see more patients, says Amanda Pritchard, the new chief executive of NHS England, debasing herself for the Daily Mail. Women's war and eco-mob. Patients of drivers finally snaps as insulate Britain, block roads for 13th time. They've just They've just delivered a letter to the Prime Minister saying that they're not going to protest during COP26. It's almost like they're an op, isn't it? Vivian, as Pig Cull begins, visa U-turn set to allow in 1,000 foreign butchers. Bet you we don't get anywhere near that number. Start buying your Christmas presents now, says the Daily Mail. Apple to make 10 million fewer iPhones amid global chip shortage. New Dom shell is coming, says PM always intended to break the Brexit deal. Of course he did. Dominic Sandbrook, that undercooked egg, says, thought crime on campus. A professor vilified by students and even her own union. It's not, she left that union, but, you know, let's not bother with facts. For saying sex is biological fact, this top historian asks, what hope for free speech at our cradles of learning? See that? I'm just cradling some learning there. From Countdown Word With, Susie Dent, who's on a mission to bring back the positive versions of everyday words such as inept, dishevelled, discombobulated, a gormful guide to boosting your vocabulary. Oh, shut up. Stephen Glover, the most zombie-looking motherfucker in British media, says, it's potty for Europe to blame all our supply woes on Brexit. But if the Finns want to send us emergency vodka, count me in. I like Susie Dent too. The Tory death cult and their lackeys only care about stats. Humans get in the way of their gaslighting, says Gonzo Socialism. Yeah, Mark Nosis, 1,000 foreign butchers. They're sending the paras back to Northern Ireland. That is a joke up there with Frankie Boyle's joke about Afghanistan and the Para-Olympics, but it's a good one. Seeing more patients does not improve quality of care, says Slinkermeyer. Correct. Facing jail, the jealous Corbynite who made acid threat to lover's ex. Yes. Yeah, apparently Claudia Webb here but Jeremy Corbyn's to blame. Yeah, but apparently somehow Jeremy Corbyn's to blame. Jeremy Corbyn! Right, on page 23, travel chaos as NHS COVID app crashes. When Will Macker let it be with Mick. As the Beatles dismisses the Stones as a cover band, why it's the latest chapter in one of rock's greatest rivalries. Well, A, Lennon and McCartney wrote the Rolling Stones' first hit. B, that quote is being taken out of context from the New Yorker interview. And C, who gives a shit? Jan Bobley Croblin is always to blame, says Slinkermeyer. Mark Nosis, remembering Cradle of Learning, gothic extreme metal band fronted by Danny Learning. Love it. Corbyn provided the vats of acid, says Renoir. I knew it was Corbyn. It was always him, says use of weapons. Why did I capitalise vats? Jan Bobley Croblin is always to blame. Mark Nosis, at least we get to see what would have happened if Apsana Begum was convicted. Yeah, and the thing is, she's appealing, and I believe that they're implying that there's more to it, but we'll see what happens there.
There's a red flag. There's a Jeremy Corbyn.
Does anyone other than journalists actually call him Macca? No, it's fucking annoying. The Neon Lady, I don't care about two old men feuding. They're not even feuding anyway. They get on fine. Do you usually get murderers in M&S pyjamas? Wives joke with police after stabbing. They're really enjoying that, reporting that case. On pages 28 and 29, has there ever been a story as inspirational and life-affirming as Eddie Jacques, the Holocaust survivor who resolved that happiness was the sweetest revenge? As he dies at 101, his own words, enthrall and humble you. The man who smiled in the face of savagery. Right, so this is a very beautiful thing from this guy's book, The Happiest Man on Earth, right? Let's just tell me this. Do you think it's tasteful that the Daily Mail has illustrated this excerpt from a Holocaust survivor's book with fucking barbed wire at the bottom? Do you see this? Look at this. It's excerpt from a Holocaust survivor's book, and they put barbed wire at the bottom.
People are the worst, mate.
They're just grotesquerie.
Worst.
Right, on this day, October the 14th, 2021, well, on this day in 1961, the Daily Mail wrote, "The government is planning to break down the barriers between private and primary schools. Under the scheme, nearly all children from 5 to 11 would be brought together to learn and play. Sir David Eccles, Minister of Education, disclosed the plan last night." On this day in 1985, the Daily Mail wrote, "The Royal Opera House was plunged into crisis last night because Placido Domingo is planning to pull out of 6 major performances. The world's leading opera singer, grief-stricken after losing 4 relatives in the Mexico City earthquake, says he's abandoning his original plans in order to devote 12 months to raising relief funds." Happy birthday to Alex Scott, who's 37, she's a sports pundit. And happy birthday also to Ralph Lauren, who's 82 and is a fashion designer. Born on this day also, the avant-garde poet E.E. Cummings, 1894 to 1962, no relative of Dominic. And George Floyd, 1973 to 2020, born on this day, died in 2020. Odd that the Daily Mail chooses to recognise him. On October 14th in 1947, US Air Force officer Chuck Yeager became the first to fly faster than the speed of sound at an altitude of 45,000 feet. And in 1991, the Burmese opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize while still under house arrest. Not necessarily aging well. Quote for the day, "I have measured out my life with coffee spoons," T.S. Eliot. I mean, odd to take that out of context, really. And joke of the day. What do you call a pig that does does karate? Sorry, what do you call a pig that does karate? A pork chop. Doesn't work, does it? Doesn't work. E. Cummings, the inspiration for Childish Gambino's best bars, says King92. Hurrah for the black shirts, nasty Nazi bastards. Yeah. Don Cummings tweets often read like surrealist poetry. True. Not funny, says Slinkmeyer. Agreed. On page 31, now that's really asking for trouble. Brazen mugger risks right hook as he steals boxer Chris Eubank's £400 Louis Vuitton bag. They do realise that Chris Eubank is 55 years old and hasn't boxed for some time. Mao Zedong says use of weapons. Very bad joke. A kid that does karate, a pig that does karate, a cop, says Chucho. C122 says Steven Seagal is a pig who knows karate. Yeah, all of these are correct. In Female Magazine, after Andy Murray lost his last week, 5 authors reveal their own tales of panic and bliss, each one a golden treasure. There's no despair like losing your wedding ring. I think there are more despairs than that, yeah. We were in tears as we searched, says Amanda Craig. I looked at my hand in horror, says Rowan Pelling. I was convinced it was a bad omen, says Adele Parks. It was meant to last a lifetime, says Kitty Dimbleby. And Esther Walker, wife of Giles Curran, said, I did not dare tell my husband. I just ordered another one. I just think, if you're married to Giles Curran and you lose the ring, take it as an omen that you should divorce. Dorothy Byrne writes, she's the head of the Cambridge College, has come under fire this week as defiant and personal creed of course. She writes, how can it be taboo to advise girls to plan to be mothers? Well, for lots of reasons, isn't it? Use of weapons. My students lost their shit when I showed them Daily Mail's female section last week. We were discussing tabloids and why the UK media is deranged. It is really deranged. C122, H122, steal Giles Corran's car. Yeah. Jenny Murray says, why we never let go of our childhood teddies. She gets annoyed that Adele has lost weight. Like, that'd be fucking weird. Adele is no longer someone like me. What a bizarre way of looking at things. You have no ownership over her body. And also, Adele was quoted quite well about this, because she was just like, I haven't lost weight for this or that reason. I just wanted to be physically stronger. And fucking hell. Yeah, teddies are cool. The research arena wants an engagement sword, not an engagement ring. Love that. I'm into that idea. I'm not allowed a sword.
Not allowed a sword.
Mark Kenosis, in one of the most classic Mark Kenosis comments here. It's never a good sign when you lose your wedding ring unless you lose it inside your spouse.
That's fair.
Neon Lady, wait, I missed the part of the wedding ring thing. Is Giles Curran's wife leaving him? No, she just wrote a story about losing her wedding ring amongst a load of other writers. Engagement coin, yes, great idea. As Colleen Rooney says, she has moved on from Wayne's infidelity. Can you ever really forgive a cheater? Libby Purvis says yes. Tanith Carey, who she, says no. I used to be proud to be a midwife. Now, if I finish work and haven't lost a baby or a woman, it's a good day, writes some midwives. It's very sad. Does £95 really buy you a better butter? No. They say that cheap olive oil is better than the £109 bottle. No shit. They say that £97 honey is better than £1.55 honey. I mean, what? More olive oil, the cheap olive oil is better. Mustard, the cheap mustard better. Salt, the expensive salt is better. Shut up. Ketchup, the cheap ketchup is better. Yeah, all fancy ketchups are bullshit. And mayo, they say the expensive mayo is better. 14 quid for a 630 gram jar of mayo. Fuck off. £55 for honey. No, more than £55 for honey. £97 for honey. A maniac. Want to get ahead, be a first-class woman, not a second-class man. In the second part of a special male series, City Superwoman and mother of 9, and presumably person who never coughs without fear, shares her tips for juggling the nursery and the boardroom and how to manage the menopause. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think it might be better for everyone if we didn't sort of create supermen and superwomen. £14 mayo had better be nice enough to drink, says Battle Whisk. Yeah. £14 mayo. In the blind date, Nicole's verdict on Lorenzo, 9 out of 10. She found him charming. Lorenzo's verdict on Nicole. She's a really nice person. No regrets. They both had coffee. Yeah. And that's nice, isn't it, when it goes well? £97 for honey. Have the bees unionised? We can only hope. Pick of the day from the Daily Mail is in the TV is Guilt. Which you were all recommending to me. In the reviews, Iceland with Alexander Armstrong gets 2 stars. Restoring the Earth, the Age of Nature gets 4 stars. In the cartoons, Garfield and the mouse are hanging out. In Chloe and Co, the men are talking and drinking. They're talking about their wives. And in Fred Bassett is hungry and one of his owners gives him a wafer and he says that's a light relief. The poem today, my God, this poem is bad. This poem is very bad. Are you ready?
No.
It's called Rhyme with Apologies to Rudyard Kipling, and it's from Judith Ferrier in Exeter, Devon. If you can keep your head when all your government are taking sides and keep frustrating you, if you can handle all that lot in Parliament and get them to agree your way through, if you don't turn your back on those 2 Dominics and look them sternly both right in the eyes or promise you'll ignore all things Masonic and keep your nerves steady, we'll think you're wise. If you're still champion Brexit as its friend and keep Rishi's manic spending well on hold, if to Macron's nonsense you can put an end and all our HGV drivers treat like gold, if you could get some furlough cash cash repaid and giving out to the really deserving poor. If HGV immigrant drivers come to our aid, the illegal ones can then be shown the door. And if you should sort out the United Kingdom's police and make them people we once more can trust, if you can help them with huge gas price increase before our hopes turn the economy to dust, if you save the abysmal, obscene slaughter of excess pigs and chickens reared for the food chain, if you could keep the country's wives and daughters making town and countryside safe again, if you can talk with people and give them confidence that you really are in control despite your jokes, if we in time can say to this pandemic good riddance and send this same message to the stupid wokes, if you can still keep banging on about the vaccine and do your utmost to the best for us administer. The utmost to the best for us administer. That doesn't make sense. If you can show us you are certainly not as has been, with a fair wind you'll remain as our Prime Minister. Yeah, just deranged. It's definitely not Ambient Pentameter. Appalling. Use of weapons now agrees with ISIS that these poems are blasphemy. C122, H122 says, just followed Sankamaya on Instagram. They are brilliant. Yeah, she's fantastic. Do follow C122, H122's lead. G-Foot, if I understood any of that, shoot me. Yeah, straight to the point. Kay Rooney of London EC1, presumably not Kai Rooney, the son of Wayne Rooney, but let's pretend it is. There's a huge untapped pool of potential lorry drivers, women. It's time to leave poorly paid jobs and trouble your salary. Yeah. Yeah. Mary Hewlett writes, every new mum will recognise Princess Beatrice's attire of tracksuit trainers, comfy coat and hair in a bun, and that tired but glorious smile of utter contentment. Andrew Wilkinson says, my nana gave birth naturally to a big baby, a 14-pound boy. She was only 4 foot 11 inches. Eye-watering. Right. Why are you telling us that? Ron Moore says, why are presenters of Pointless behaving like Ant and Dec? MJ Petty, best name for anyone writing to the Daily Mail, says, time to dig out your overcoat to throw on the bed at night to keep warm. Peter Frazier says, I thought I'd give the new equestrian sport a chance. I turned off after a contestant estimated a shuttlecock weighs 1 kilogram. Clay Neal says, no one could be found to replace Cressida Dick as Met Police Chief. How about Robocop Ray Mallon, famous for his zero tolerance of crime when Mayor of Middlesbrough? Lizzie Gibbs says, I agree with Dr. Max Pemberton's lack of criticism for age gap love. I was 19 when I met my 34-year-old old husband. We had 50 years of happiness. Markinosis, I like that eye-watering bit about the massive baby. Yeah, it was a bomb site down there afterwards. Little controllers. Oh, fucking hell, Mark. Cressida Dick should retrain as an HGV driver. Oh, fuck off with making motherhood into the most magical thing a woman can ever do. Massive baby alerts as Crawfish. I'm having a fucking awful week month. That put a smile on my face. So I'm glad. Good. Good. Recipe today is easy peri-peri pulled pork. It looks frankly, in their picture, it looks frankly fucking disgusting. They're trying to sell you washing machines and vacuum cleaners and all that kind of stuff. And in the support, Brendan Snub, Rogers to reject Toon as he holds out for City job. Harry, you're not untouchable. Chris Sutton on the Kane crisis. England fear stadium ban for Euros crisis. That is the Daily Mail. Give me your scores. Centuple negative nice from me. Minus 69, minus 69, minus 69, minus 69, minus 69. Hey, Red Tixie, we are just on the way out here, but thank you for joining us. Don't forget you can catch up on the show on YouTube. Just right at the end, Heathmore gives it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tuple negative nice for the Fash poems. Renoir says get Cressida Dick to Sweet Chimneys. Cressida Dick Van Dyke. Slinkermeyer with all the 6 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A non-tuple negative nice. Triple negative nice from Crawfish for the Daily Mail. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Centuple negative nice. Pulled pork disasters from Gonzo Socialism. Red Tick Seed giving all the papers a quadruple negative nice. Gladster says that poem killed it for me. Score equals vomit inducing. Renoir gives it a +5 for the poem. Right. So if you can give me a Mick for the stream, a plus, a positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Centuple. Nice. Thank you very much. Right. If you can, please check out today's newsletter and share it on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you like. If you like the show but don't want to subscribe here on Twitch, do consider making a one-off donation to the paper fund, paypal.me/conquest of the useless. And don't forget, tomorrow is a mega magazine special. We've got Sight and Sound, the very first edition of Rolling Stone UK, and Vogue featuring Adele, with one of the worst written profiles I've ever read. Ever read. Poem was awful, didn't even have the decency to be coherent, says Neon Lady. Absolutely. Right. So, don't forget, I'll be back at 1 p.m. tomorrow. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. It's really helpful. I will see you... I'll see you tomorrow, and thanks again for joining me today. Cheers all.